Okay.
We back again. We on chapter 40.
Again.
Got y'all going?
Joseph interprets 2 dreams.
How many dreams?
2.
Where's that 2 in? Oh, good
2.
God Almighty, 2 dreams. Go ahead.
Sometime later,
Let's talk about it.
The Pharaoh's chief cupbearer and chief baker offended their
that's bearer. Like
cupbearer
yeah.
and chief baker offended their royal master.
So he's a cup. They had a cup baker and a what? A cup bearer.
And a chief baker.
Okay, go ahead.
Pharaoh became angry with these 2 officials, and he put them in the prison with Joseph.
Let me highlight them two. We gotta remember them. So you got a cup bearer.
And the definition of a cup bearer.
And a chief baker. Now, they did somebody that did the cups in the house, and the other one he was a cook.
And the cook.
Yeah, they had them more fine cups back in the day, boy. Glasses and, go ahead.
Okay, where was that?
All right.
Pharaoh became angry with these 2 officials and put them in the prison with Joseph.
Put them in prison too. Wonder why go ahead. He put them in prison. Go ahead.
In the place of the captain of the guard.
Right.
They remained in prison for quite some time, and the captain of the guard assigned them to Joseph, who looked after them. While they were in prison, the Pharaoh's cupbearer, and baker each had a dream one night.
They both had dreams. Okay, go ahead.
And each dream had its own meaning. When Joseph saw them the next morning, he noticed that they both looked upset.
Because they couldn't understand the dream. You ever had dreams you couldn't understand? Go ahead.
Right. Why do you look so worried today? He asked them. And they replied, we both had dreams last night, but no one can tell us what they mean. Interpreting dreams is God's business, Joseph replied. Go ahead and tell me your dreams. So the chief cupbearer told Joseph his dream first. In my dream, he said, I saw a grapevine in front of me. The vine had 3 branches that began to bud and blossom. And soon it produced clusters of ripe grapes. I was holding Pharaoh's wine cup in my hand. So I took a cluster of grapes and squeezed the juice into the cup. Then I placed the cup in Pharaoh's hand. This is what the dream means, Joseph said. The 3 branches represent 3 days. Within 3 days, Pharaoh will lift you up and restore you in your position as his chief cupbearer. And please remember me and do me a favor. When things go well for you, mention me to Pharaoh so he might let me out of this place. For I am kidnapped from my homeland, the land of the Hebrews, and now I'm here in prison. But I did nothing to deserve it. When the chief baker saw that Joseph had given the first dream such a positive interpretation, he said to Joseph, I had a dream too. In my dream, there were 3 baskets of white pastries stacked on my head. The top basket contained all kinds of pastries for Pharaoh, but the bird came and ate them from the basket on my head. This is what the dream means, Joseph told him. The 3 baskets also represent 3 days. 3 days from now, Pharaoh will lift you up and impale your body on a pole.
Impale, yeah.
Then birds will come and pick away at your flesh.
What?
Pharaoh's birthday came 3 days later, and he prepared a banquet for all his officials and staff. He summoned his chief cupbearer and chef baker to join the other officials. He then restored the chief cupbearer to his former position, so he could again hand Pharaoh his cup. But Pharaoh impaled the chief baker. But as Joseph had predicted, when he
interpreted his dream.
But as Joseph had predicted, when the interpreted his dream, Pharaoh's chief cupbearer, however, forgot all about Joseph, never giving him another thought.
What?
So he didn't follow directions.
Who didn't follow directions?
The chief cupbearer.
It wasn't a direction. It was just
He had told him that.
He asked him.
Asked him that once you tell him, remember to tell him about me.
Yeah, but
he forgot.
You got to think about a lot of time when people become successful, so they forget about the small. They don't.
Right.
That don't be on their mind about.
All he knew he was free.
All he knew it was free
from prison.
Man, when I get out, I'm gonna help you, man. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna get out, man. I ain't thought about that person twice. So that's what that.
Out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah, but somebody be know. Somebody.
But the Lord knew.
Yeah, the Lord knows. So
and
all you gotta do is keep your faith in God, and that's it.
Right.
Well,
and He will always keep His promise, no matter what.
That's right.
He said He'll be with us always.
Always, right. Through the good and the bad. Well, all right, y'all.
All right. Have a great day.
Bye.